Hello, I'm Eric Hansen. I'm Senior Director of Product Management here at SingleStore. And today it's my pleasure to tell you about SingleStore Flow in Helios, our managed service, bringing easy data transfer and CDC to our cloud platform. Flow's resilient and fast and easy. It's a no-code platform for moving data from one database into SingleStore. And it allows bulk transfers and change data capture that's continuous for transferring real-time data updates into SingleStore. It works with your favorite source databases, including Postgres, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, and Snowflake. Flow moves your data into the SingleStore destination. There are two major components to Flow. One is Ingest, and it helps you move schema, small tables, and it performs continuous change data capture to get data into SingleStore from your sources. XL Ingest is for moving big tables and slices, and it works in parallel. So now I'm going to take you through a demonstration of Flow on Helios, which is now in private preview. It allows you to bring data into your Helios destination, and it's a fully managed installation of Flow. I'm going to demonstrate moving data from Snowflake into SingleStore. So I've got some data in Snowflake. I'm using one of their sample databases, TPCH SF1. If a customer is interested in moving data into SingleStore from Snowflake, they can come here, type in Snowflake. All right, we see two options, Snowflake by Flow and Apache Iceberg. If the customer is looking for the easiest way to get data from Snowflake into SingleStore, they should choose Snowflake by Flow. If they want to move a large volume of data from Snowflake into SingleStore and are really concerned about the costs of doing that, then using our Apache Iceberg method is the best way. They can export data into Iceberg from Snowflake and then attach that data or load that data from Iceberg into SingleStore. So let's suppose we want to move data via Flow. Click right there. It's going to ask me to create a new connection. So I'm just going to call it Snowflake 3. Click Open Dashboard. I'm going to move two tables from Snowflake into SingleStore. I've already configured my source. You can see we can test those connections. And the destination has been configured. You can see that that connection is good. We can browse the schema on the source Snowflake system. We'll pick the nation table first, and we're going to move customer next. So this is the schema of the nation table. We'll record that we want to move that table. Now we'll go to Operations, Full Extract. That table's being moved. You can see that it's being moved at this very moment. So now let's take a look at the tables we've got and the databases we've got. So I'm going to say Show Databases. This database, Snowflake Sample Data TPCH SF1, was just created automatically by Flow. And so I can use that one. And let's take a look at the tables. So we've got the nation table there now. We can see that it's got 25 rows. We can look at the top 5. There's the data that we brought over from Snowflake. All right, so we've got the first table, but customer's not there yet. So customer's a little bit bigger. So let's try using XL Ingest. Real application scenarios, as long as your data is under about 10 gigabytes in a single table, you can use Ingest. But for tables bigger than that, you want to use XL Ingest and slice them into smaller pieces. So now we have to choose the customer table. So I'm going to choose customer and I'm going to pick skip initial extract. What this is going to do is allow me to move the schema of the customer table over without the data. And then I'm going to switch to XL Ingest to move the data in slices. Full extract. That table's being moved. You can see that it's being moved at this very moment. Let's take a look at the tables. take a little while, but the customer table will come in a moment. There it is, customer. Now let's move the data. I'd go to Programs, choose XL Ingest. XL Ingest, first thing I'm going to have to do is set up the table and the slices for that table. So I've chosen my slice column. I've chosen appropriate boundaries. There's 150,000 rows here, so I've chosen boundaries to give me 3 slices. Now I can look at the slices that have been chosen and decide what to do with them. I'm going to select all of them, and I'm going to say sync the selected slices. Now we can look at task status and see the 3 slices that are being copied as we speak. So 2 of them are running, 1 scheduled. Now they're all 3 completed. So now if you go back, we can do select count star from customer. We see all 150,000 rows have been moved over. And here's a sample of the top 5 rows. All right, so we've moved data in a small table and a larger table from Snowflake into SingleStore, demonstrating both ingest and XL ingest. And the latter program is for moving those large tables and slices. So we've just showed you how to move data from Snowflake into SingleStore using SingleStore Flow as a managed service on Helios. And if you're running SingleStore self-managed and you want to use Flow to move data into SingleStore, you can try it now. It's available for self-hosted operation. And we got a special for SingleStore Flow self-hosted. It's now 50% off for a limited time only, with half off annual licenses, with that 50% price being $37.50 per unit per year, or $500 per unit per month. And if you purchase SingleStore Flow before August 31st, 2025, you can take advantage of this opportunity.